My name is Nur Adlin Nazra, PT Amafni. So today I will introduce the local government representation system in Malaysia. Local governments plays an important role in Malaysia because it is the level of governments closest to the people. It is responsible for services such as waste management, road maintenance, public health, and city planning. In Malaysia, the representation system has changed from elected councillors before 1965 to appointed councillors today. Both systems have their own advantages and disadvantages in terms of democracy, accountability, and efficiency. Therefore, improving local government representation is important to ensure better services and meet current community challenges.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Alia. Today I will present about previous and current representation system in the Malaysia local government. Firstly, I will explain the previous representation system in Malaysia local government. Before 1965, local councillors in Malaysia were elected directly by the people through local government election. This system allows citizens to participate in decision making and ensure accountability and representation at the local level. This system was considered more democratic because the people could choose their own local representative and have a say in matters affecting their community. Local authorities were responsible for important services such as sanitation, licensing, housing and development. However, local elections were suspended in 1965 due to security concerns during the Indonesia-Malaysia confrontation and were later abolished. The main aspect of the former local government system in Malaysia were based on elected representation and strong public involvement. One of key aspects was that local councillors were elected directly by the community members, citizens and the authority to choose their representative through regular election. Candidates could represent political parties or run an independence. This system promotes democratic principles because councillors needed public trust before being elected. For example, in Georgetown, elected councillors were responsible for local services such as waste management and public infrastructure development. Another key feature was the high level of public participation in local government. Citizens were encouraged to take part in voting, discussion and community issues. This creates a sense of ownership and involvement decision making. For example, in Kuala Lumpur, residents participated in local election and influenced urban planning and public service. The system was also characterized by high accountability and transparency. Since councillors were elected, they were directly accountable to the citizen. They were required to explain their decision and respond to public concern. Open meeting and discussion were also commonly held. For example, in Ipoh, councillors reported municipal issues and addressed public grievances. Lastly, the involvement of political parties was another important feature. Political parties actively participated in local election, making local government a platform for political competition. Voters could choose candidates based on party ideologies and policy. For example, in Johor Bahru, parties campaigned during municipal election to gain public support and influence council decision. However, this sometimes led to political competition and conflict at the local level. Overall, the former system was highly democratic as it promoted participation, accountability and political engagement at the local level. Alright, so now I will present about current system. The current system in Malaysia local government is based on an appointed model. Since the abolition of local election in 1965, councillors have been appointed by state government instead of being elected by the public. Local authorities are supervised by state government and the Ministry of Housing and Local Government Malaysia. This system aims to improve administrative stability and efficiency, especially in urban areas. However, it also raises concern about limited public participation and accountability. The main feature of the current local government system in Malaysia is that local councillors are appointed, not elected. Under this system, state government appointed councillors based on various factors such as political affiliation. expertise and suitability for the role. This allows the government to select individuals with relevant knowledge and experience in managing local affairs. However, since councillors are not elected by the public, they are mainly accountable to the appointed authority rather than directly to citizens. For example, in Shah Alam, the city council appoints councillors responsible for services such as waste management and business licensing. Another key point is the strong control of state government over local authorities. Local government operate under state jurisdiction and are not fully dependent. State government have the power to appoint councillors, approve budget and set major policy direction. This ensure consistency and governance and development planning. For example, in Petaling Jaya, the city council must align its policy with the Selangor state government, especially in areas such as urban development and infrastructure planning. Another aspect is the limited direct public participation. Since there are no local elections, citizens cannot vote their local representative. Instead, they participate through consultation, feedback session or community programs. For example, residents in Kuala Lumpur may attend town hall meeting or submit complaint to local authorities, but they do not directly elect councillor or the mayor. This has led to ongoing discussion about improving democratic participation at the local level. Lastly, the current system emphasizes administrative efficiency and political stability. Appointing councillor help reduce political conflict that may arise from election and allow smoother implementation of development policy. This is especially important in rapidly growing urban areas. For example, in Putrajaya, the municipal administration operates in a highly centralized manner due to its role as the federal administrative center. Overall, the current system prioritizes efficiency and stability, but its limit direct public participation in local governance.
Thank you, Alia, for the present. So my name is Sita Azhar Binti Jalani. Today I want to present about the merit and demerit of the post system. The first merit and demerit is the merit of the system, and the second is merit and demerit of the private system. The first, I need to present about the merit and demerit of the private system. They elected a local government before the 1960. So, the first point is that the local government system promoted democracy of value because of citizens had the right to the vote for their local representative. This ensures that community need any interest with the reflection in local decision making, while also encourage greater public participation and trust in the local authority. For example, before local election was suspended in the 1965, residents in cities such as Georgetown and Kuala Lumpur could elect many people and councillors who represented the interests of the local community. So the second merit is ensure greater accountability. Since councillors were elected by the people, they were responsible for serving the public effectively. If they perform their duty, citizens could request them try the next election. So in the next election, in the Malaysia context, the system encourages local representatives to be more responsive to issues such as waste management, work maintenance of the public facility, because the processing depends on the public support. So, however, the system also had a disadvantage. One of the was the risk of the political conflict, so different political parties to compete for influence in the local council. The conflict could delay development budget and reduce the effectiveness of the local administration. In Malaysia, during the 1965 period, political competition with some local council occasionally created disagreement that affected decision making and the implementation of the local initiative. So the second of the demerit was uneven development between different areas. While there are local council with a more resource with the ability to develop faster, while less development area often lags behind. Quality and quality in infrastructure and the public service. For instance, larger cities such as Kuala Lumpur and Japan generally had a strong financial capacity to provide a better public amenities, where many rural local authority has difficulty in delivering similar standard of service. So the next is about the merit and demerit of the current system operator of the local government. So one of the main merit of the operator local government system is a faster decision making. Since considered operated by the state government, the development project and the public service can be implemented more quickly without delay caused by election or political competition. For example, during the COVID-19 pandemic in Malaysia, local authorities were able to work closely with the state government to enforce health regulation and coordinate assistance program effectively. So the second about the merit is a better coordination between local, state and the federal government. This helps ensure that the local politic development projects are aligned with the national goals can be carried out more effectively. For instance, local councils across Malaysia have supported the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals, SDG, and a National Development Plan by carrying out community program and environment initiative in the line federal policy. However, a major of the demerit is the lack of direct public participation. Citizens cannot avoid the local council, which limit their involvement in the local governance and decision making. For example, Malaysia the opportunity to elect a local councillor in a local government election were suspended in the 1965. Reducing a direct community influences over a local leadership. So the second of the demerit, the appointed system may reduce accountability because councillors are not directly elected by the people. As a result, they may lose responsive to public concern and community needs. For example, they have a need instance where the resident complain about the issues such as poor waste management, draining and maintenance, and the road condition. But I feel the developer councillor were more sufficiently accountability because they were appointed rather than elected. Thank you. So I will pass to the president. I will pass to next president.
Thank you, Zara, for your explanations. So I want to talk about roles of councillor. So the first one is represent the interests of local residents. Councillors represent the needs and concerns of local residents in the municipal or city council. They are help address issues such as housing, public facilities, cleanliness, safety, and infrastructure by communicating community feedback to the local authority. Councillors also act as a bridge between the government and the people to ensure local voice are included in decision making. So the third one is about ensure delivery of public services. Councillors help ensure public services such as waste management, road maintenance, drainage, and street lighting are properly managed. They monitor community complaints, work with local authorities to solve problems, and suggest improvement to maintain a clean, safe, and comfortable environment for residents. So the third one is participate in policy making and planning. Councillors take part in policy making and local planning by giving ideas and feedback. During council meetings, they help approve development plans, bylaws, and policies to ensure they meet community needs. Councillors also contribute to planning for urban development, infrastructure, environmental management, and public services for the benefits of local residents.
My name is Sahara Umaira and I will be representing section 5.0 which focus on the area of improvement needed for Malaysia local government representation system to cope with current challenges. As the nation continues to experience rapid urbanization, democracy changes, and increasing public expectation for transparency and accountability, it is important for local government to adapt and improve. In this section, I will discuss two key areas for improvement, namely inclusive representation and public engagement. First, let's take a look at inclusive representation. One of the major issues in Malaysia local government system is the certain group, particularly women, young and minorities, are still underrepresented in local council. As a result, their view or experience of this group may not be fully reflected in local decision making. Starting with women, their representation in political leadership remain relatively low. According to Department of Statistics Malaysia, women had only 60.1% of ministry position and 30.5% of a parliament seats in 2024. To address the gap, a mandatory gender quota could be introduced under the Local Government Act 1976, requiring at least 30% of councillor positions to be filled by a woman. This would help ensure more balanced and meaningful participation in local governance. A good example is the Gender Outlook Forum 2025, which brought together research, policymakers, and participation to promote gender-inclusive governance. Initiatives like this show the importance of creating more opportunity for women to participate in leadership and decision-making process. Next is young representation. Although the Undi 18 amended in 2019 lowered the voting age to 18 and introduced automatic voter registration, young people are still largely absent from formal local governance structure. Many young actively discuss a social political issue online, but they often remain disconnected from traditional political institutions. Therefore, local councils should consider reserving seats for individuals aged between 18 and 35. This will allow young people to contribute fresh perspectives, innovative ideas, and digital knowledge that can help local governance respond more effectively to modern challenges. The final aspect of inclusive representation is minority and ethnic representation. Currently, the appointment process for councillor is often seen as lacking transparency, which can result in the underrepresentation of groups such as orang asli, orang asal community in Sabah and Sarawak, and the urban minority communities. To improve the situation, appointment criteria should be more transparent and merit-based, while also ensuring fair representation for diverse community. This would help local council better reflect the population they serve. Now moving on to section 5.2, which is strengthening public engagement. Since local government election was suspended in 1965, public engagement has become one of the main ways for citizens to participate in local governance. However, many existing mechanisms are still quite passive and do not encourage active citizen involvement. One position example is OSC 3.0 Plus initiative introduced by the Ministry of Housing and Local Governments in 2024. Through the initiative, engagement sessions were held across different regions to gather feedback from stakeholders and local communities. They demonstrate how more participatory approach can help improve policy making and governance. Building on this idea, local authorities should be organized regular town hall sessions at the ward of community level. This session would provide residents with platform to raise concerns, share suggestions, and community direct with councillor. In addition, digital engagement should be strengthened. Local council can use social media platform and online feedback portal to communicate with residents and collect public opinion more effectively. This is especially important for younger people and working adults who may not be able to attend physical meeting. Another important contributor is civil society organization. For example, UD 18 introduced Malaysia's first digital simulation of a local council's election to increase public awareness about local governance. Similar initiatives can help educate citizens and encourage greater participation in local government affairs. To conclude, improving inclusive representation and strengthening public engagement are essential steps towards creating more responsive and accountable local government system. By ensuring that women, young and minority groups are better represented and giving citizens more opportunities to participate in decision making, local government can be better served and meet their communities' level. Thank you.
In conclusion, the evolution of a Malaysian local government representation system from the elected model before 1965 to the current operating system highlight the need to balance democratic participation with amateur effects. While the former allows citizens to directly choose their representatives and ensure greater public accountability, the latter promote stability and a more effective administration. Although both systems have their strength and weakness, continual reform are important to combine effective transparency and accountability so that the local government can be better serve the needs and interests of